Once upon a time, there was a king who ruled a great kingdom. He worked day and night for their well-being. His minister was wise and loyal. The king always took his advice in important matters. A musician named Robert was famous in the kingdom. The king loved his music. He often invited him to the court. Robert received many comforts. The king rewarded him often, but Robert stayed humble. In the royal court, 3 courtiers, Charles, Michael, and Harry, were friends. They were jealous of the minister. They wanted his position. They often planned to remove him. But the king knew their tricks. So far, they had never been successful. One evening, Charles sat in his garden, lost in thought. His wife, Elizabeth, walked up to him.
Dear, should I serve tea?
Charles shook his head.
No. I will have tea with my friends.
Elizabeth nodded and went inside. Charles called a servant.
Go and tell Michael and Harry that I want to meet them here.
The servant bowed and left quickly. After some time, Michael arrived.
What happened, dear?
Soon after, Harry came.
As soon as I got your message, I came immediately. I even left my tea.
Charles smiled. He called a servant.
Go and bring tea with refreshments quickly.
The servant hurried inside. Soon, the servant served steaming tea. Plates filled with cookies, cakes, cream rolls, and sandwiches. After the servants left, Michael took a bite of a cookie.
Now, tell us.
Charles leaned forward.
I want to remove Arthur from his minister post.
Michael sighed.
We have wanted this for a long time.
Harry nodded.
But we haven't been successful yet.
He was disappointed. Charles smirked.
Listen. This time, my plan is different.
He whispered his plan to them. Michael's eyes lit up.
That's great.
Harry smiled.
I think this will work.
The 3 of them sipped their tea, talking and laughing. The next night, Charles, Michael, and Harry went to Robert's house. A servant led them inside. Robert greeted them.
Welcome to my home.
Robert offered them seats and called a servant.
Arrange tea and refreshments. But make sure everything is special.
The servant nodded and left. Soon, tea and a variety of treats were served. Charles took a sip of tea.
We have something important to discuss. But this must stay between us.
Robert nodded.
Sure.
Charles continued.
We want you to take the minister's position.
Michael nodded, and Harry smiled. Robert was shocked.
Me? But I'm just a musician. I can't handle a minister's duties. Arthur is perfect for this role. Why would the king choose me?
Michael said.
We know you have the ability.
Harry added.
And we will guide you. No need to worry.
Charles reassured him.
Just say yes. And leave the rest to us.
Robert hesitated.
I need time to think.
Charles nodded.
Of course.
After that, they stood up and left Robert's home. That night, Robert thought,
How can I be a minister? I don't have the skills.
he whispered.
But this is a great opportunity. How can I refuse?
Then he wondered.
Will the king appoint me?
After a moment, he shook his head.
I just have to say yes. They will handle the rest.
With that thought, he took a deep breath. And his decision was clear. The next evening, on Sunday, Robert went to Charles's home. A servant led him inside. Robert sat down and took a deep breath.
I have decided. I will accept your offer.
Charles nodded.
Good.
Michael and Harry, who were also there, exchanged pleased looks. Charles said,
Now, leave everything to us.
Robert nodded. After some more discussion, Robert stood up and left the house. The next evening, Charles, Michael, and Harry went to the palace. After some talking, Charles spoke.
Your Majesty, we believe Robert should be the new minister.
The king was surprised.
Robert? The musician?
Michael nodded.
Yes. Your Majesty. He is talented and capable.
Harry added.
With the right support, he can serve the kingdom well.
The king frowned.
Why should I remove Arthur?
Charles said.
We believe Robert will be a better choice for the kingdom.
The king said.
I will think about it.
After that, the three left the palace. That night, the king sat alone in his chamber, deep in thought.
How can I remove Arthur? No. I can't do this.
The king muttered.
Robert knows music, not governance.
But then, another thought struck him.
This is Charles's plan. Robert is involved in this. I need to show them all why Arthur is irreplaceable.
With a determined look, he moved to his desk, picked up his quill, and began writing 2 letters. He sealed them with his royal stamp, leaned back, and smiled.
Now, let's see. Who who truly deserves the minister's seat.
The next morning, at court, the king looked at Arthur and Robert.
I have an important task for you both.
Arthur and Robert stood and bowed.
Yes, Your Majesty.
The king said.
Take these letters to the neighboring king.
He signaled. A servant stepped forward, handing each of them a sealed letter. Both bowed and left swiftly. After packing their bags at home, they set off on their journey to the neighboring kingdom. After a long journey, Arthur and Robert reached the kingdom. Royal servants took them to the guest house. Soon, a feast arrived: roast chicken, spiced rice, sweet yogurt, salad, and fresh fruit with creamy topping. They ate well, then slept peacefully. The next day, Arthur and Robert stood before the king. They bowed and handed over the letters. The king frowned.
2 letters? As soon as you receive this, behead him.
His eyes widened. The second letter said the same.
Guards, take them away and behead them.
The guards seized them and took them away. Robert panicked.
Please, minister, save me. I never wanted to become minister. Charles, Michael, and Harry forced me.
Arthur sighed.
Oh, that's the matter.
Arthur whispered. Robert nodded. Arthur pushed Robert and shouted.
Guards! Behead me first!
Robert shoved him back.
No! Me first!
The guards, confused, went to the king.
Your Majesty, they are fighting over who dies first.
The king was surprised. He ordered.
Bring them back.
The guards took Arthur and Robert to the court. The king asked.
Why were you arguing to die first?
Arthur hesitated.
We can't say.
I won't behead you. Until I know why.
The king said. Arthur took a deep breath.
Our king wants to conquer your land. His master said it's only possible if you kill 2 innocent men. So he sent us here.
The king narrowed his eyes.
And why fight to die first?
Arthur bowed.
I love my king. I want to die first.
The king said.
I won't take your lives. Go back.
Just then, a messenger arrived with another letter.
Another letter.
He read it silently and smiled.
I did this to prove Arthur's wisdom over Robert.
The king said.
You may go.
Arthur and Robert left. After a long journey, they reached their kingdom. After resting, Arthur and Robert stood before the king. Before the minister could speak, Robert told everything. The king smiled.
Now do you see? Arthur is the best for the post?
Robert nodded.
Yes, Your Majesty. He is not only wise, but also kind. He saved me even after I wanted to take his place.
The king raised an eyebrow.
You still want to take his place?
Robert panicked.
No, Your Majesty.
The king laughed. Meanwhile, the three schemers lowered their heads in defeat.